Hey, I'm here with Cathy, one of my clients, and she's got a great little sandwich and soup shop here in Cincinnati. And you've been doing the program, so I wanted to get your feedback on what you thought of it, some of your takeaways, and some things you've done in the past, how this compares.
Right. This has been great for growing the database. When I started my database, I think I had 250, and just since I've started this, I'm up to 1,152 new people on my database, and that was the main reason I wanted to do it, is to keep that constant connection with the loyal customers and keep reminding them. Also, the other ones who may just come in sporadically, it just keeps them in touch with us. So working with the franchise that I'm involved with and you, working directly with them to keep growing the database. They send out emails. We're doing things on Facebook. We're just keeping it going, and that's been the main reason I did want to do it. It's just to keep in touch with those customers instead of just doing a mailer here or there. And I don't know if they come back and see me or not. The thing that's good about this is the tracking. So then I know that it is working. And I also like the fact that when you track, you also track the sales of what they redeemed, and then the sales after the redemption as well. So then I know if it's worth it for me. So been very happy with that.
So I was going to walk through a couple of the results that we just talked about a second ago. So this is obviously the database. So like you had a couple hundred people that are in the database that you have for corporate, and then we've added 1152 in here in Messenger. Just some things, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'll show you this. This is one of the cool things about Messenger is the ability to see the open rates. Like email, for example, when you get an email sent out for your program through something else, restaurants are typically lucky to see a 20 to 25% open rate and to see a 10 to 15% click rate. And here's some of the stats. I know a lot of clients don't ever see this, but like this is the stats. We've had a 99% open rate, and then of those people, 23% actually engaged with the redemption. But then you look up here, 1,148 is that number, I think. So of the 1,198 that opted into the program, 1,148 responded back to us. And so that's a cool part of the program because that's a metric you don't see a lot. But this is the overall stats of it that we have three things we break it down that we look at. Like your program, for example, over the last 3.5-4 months, you've been live. You've spent about $3,000 with us and with Facebook total. And we break it down to three things: 25% exposure, 25% database growth, and 50% sales. Because we look at the dashboard, the Facebook metrics down here. Your ad, since it went live, has reached 150,000 people, which is up. It's this little number here you can see. That's based on your past Facebook engagement. Right. It's up 34,498%, and that's all local. I mean, you're in Eastgate. There's a lot of people around here, but we're reaching them. 596 people have went to your page and viewed it. 3,444 have engaged. 2,049 have clicked something within it, and you've gained 292 likes. So that's when we look over here at this part, we look at it and say, okay, 25% of what you spent with our company and Facebook is about $750. Would you spend $750 to reach 150,000 people and get 3,000 to do something?
Yes, easily.
Have you done advertising in the past with local, where you buy an ad in a local magazine? Or
I have not done the local. I've done it with the franchise where they do mailers, and we get the first one that went out when we opened. 4% was the response of the redemptions, which is considered pretty good for a mailer. So, I mean, this, of course, blows that away as far as that, but,
And then the other aspect is the database, and this is a part that you really get, and I like that, because I have some clients I deal with that
need to keep in touch,
that they don't value enough the long term. Well, you look at this kind of is funny when you extrapolate the numbers, that 25% of the total cost, $750, so you spent basically $750 to get 1,100 new people, 69 cents a contact. But if you look at that and you say, okay, like how often does a good customer, how often do they come in here?
Every other week or once a week.
So if I said that, because we got 25% of these people to come in within a month. So a low end, if I said 25% of people came back 6 times a year, that's pretty low.
Right, it is.
So that's every other month. That's $19,000 in sales just on that. If you actually take that to where they come in every other week,
right,
then you're at $30,000 or $40,000 in sales. So you look at, okay, I spent 69 cents to get this person,
right,
and I'm going to get a lot more out of them.
absolutely.
And then the part that everybody looks at is, when we look at redemptions, the program, and this is a number I love because we had 24.76% of the people, like you mentioned, you did a direct mail piece. 2 to 3% is really good in direct mail. 4% is really good. We had almost 25% of the people walked in the door and spent money. Like earlier when we were sitting here and the CEO of the company happened to be here, which was amazing. Thanks for introducing me. He asked, what's the whole goal of the program? I said, to put butts in the seats. Yeah. To have somebody walk in, because advertising so often is, I worked in radio early in my career back in the late 90s, and you never know if it worked. You run a commercial, you don't know if they walk in or not.
Unless you're asking them when they come in the door, how did you hear about us? And no one's going to go to that effort.
Yeah. So. And so that is the 25%, and then down here we got $3,000 in sales. So if I look at this number, if I go back to this spreadsheet, that we've got 50% of the program cost. Now, your program is a little different because you've got a corporate office, and all we're doing is getting opt-ins. They're doing the follow-up afterwards with your program, but we're just doing the opt-in. So typically our clients have the opt-in program, and then they have their monthly maintenance they get sales from, which usually mimics each other. So like in your case, you had about a $1,500 cost to the program over the course of those months, 287 people, $3,100 in sales. So if we were to look at that on a lot of our clients, that would have been closer to $4,500 to $5,000. So it's still, though, in this case, just for the first month, 2-to-1 return.
Right.
So you're not losing money, you're making money, but the money is made right here. Is that getting these people back more often, because you deliver a great product, which you do, by the way, and they come back more often, then you've got a great database. So that's all I've got. I appreciate your business. Sure. I appreciate you. Any final remarks or anything as far as that parting ways? If you had anybody out there that was wondering if it was easy to work with me, communication, that
absolutely.
Kind of stuff.
And the other thing that not only was it easy communication between you and I, you working with corporate is beneficial to the franchise owner as well, because it's important to have all three in the loop at all times. So that's how you keep things going smoothly, and you respond very quickly. Even if it's late at night, when I'm emailing you, I usually hear back. So I appreciate that. Cool. So no, it's great. Thanks,
Perfect.
Matt.
Well, thank you, ma'am.